Welcome back, crew. Well, we got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot on the menu. Last week, Bitcoin hit record high at 124,474. Today, it slipped back under 116K. And traders are asking the big question. Is this just a healthy pullback before the liftoff, or is this the start of something bigger? We got Fed inflation data. We got Trump meeting Zelensky with the rest of the European crew coming in Washington today. So we got some fireworks that are setting up for crypto. I told you it was going to be a bumpy ride, and we are starting to go through the bumps right now. So welcome back, crypto crew. It's your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you come on over to X and follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. We are crypto maniacs, and we're going to guide you through this. Make sure you get into the live stream on Wednesdays and also on Saturdays, and make sure you join our pro trading group. But by the way, I've seen some comments, the flashes. Yeah, I get it. But you don't seem to understand is that I'm sending you an M2 Ultra signal when I show you those black screens. And those black screens are subconsciously telling you to join our private trading community. All right. I shouldn't have let that out the bag, but I let it out the bag. Anyway, all right. Bitcoin's trading right now at 115.5. Down about 2.4% from last week's highs. Here's Justin's trade, holding tight, long Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to take you over to WeX, the broker of our choice, where we have, of course, low fees, fast execution, no slippage. All right, so here's his Bitcoin long, 117. Right now, RI is down 12.56. Market trading right now at 115.529. Now, there are some open orders, and if you were in the live stream, you'd see that we're looking to scoop Ethereum at 4,150. So make sure you join our private community. We'll guide you through. We'll tell you what we're doing. You can copy our trades if you like. We got a lot of stuff going on in that community. So right now, the intraday range has been what has it been? 114, 742, 118, 519 the high. Traders are cautious ahead of today's geopolitical headlines. So let's do some chart work, okay? We gave you the levels that needed to hold. We said that if we broke the levels, we were drifting down. Right now, look at these points, man. Perfect. So we traded up to 118, say 586. Once we broke the channel line, the upper channel that I had here, we traded straight down. Now, where's the risk to? Well, the risk is to down here, 114. Ultimately, it'd be great if we got to pull back to say 112. And I'm not saying that lightly. I understand. Everybody wants to see Bitcoin rally, rally, rally. It's just natural market movements, especially what, the geopolitical headlines that we have. We got the Ukraine war now back on the table. We got the Fed, basically the rate cut optimism has dropped. So, look, if you want to follow the suits, follow the suits. That's fine. They change their mind every second. Definitely we're going to get a rate cut. No, we're not going to get a rate cut. But look, follow the technicals, okay? The technicals, because here's where I think the fake out's coming in, all right? And we'll see if I'm proven right or not. So right now, if we look at Bitcoin, all right, and this is where really I'm thinking this could be a potential for a nice movement upward. Okay, we come down. I'm thinking really down here, like 112, because this is the double top right here. Has I think the fake out's coming, right? Because the double top is nearly complete right now. Markets pull back. It's just a classic trick. It's a classic trick. So they could trap people down here. People talk about the big boys. The big boys, basically, I think really what's happening right now, if I may add this, is that it's summertime doldrums as well. This is the end of the summer. Markets are kind of thin. Nothing's really, really happening. So therefore, retail is actually driving this. They're actually selling off coin because, that's what they do. They're a little bit fearful. But really, it's a classic trick. The trap is being set. Weak hands always panic. strong hands accumulate. I'm going to show you a post by Popeye the Sailor Man in a second that really actually hammers this home, okay? So the next pump we think is going to be really, really strong, especially from if we can get down to the 112 level. I told you yesterday the warning level is a break of 109. A break of 109 is okay, something's up, and we could actually be drifting down to like 106. Now, I'm not being a panic merchant here. If that happens, we're gonna have to actually look at the old CME market gap down like 97,000. Okay, so the gravitational pull from that point is gone. However, if we break the 109, it's back in play. Now, I'm not saying we're doing that. I'm just saying as a technician, I would be looking to see exactly what market structure looks like at that point in order to say, okay. Now, in our group, in our pro group, we have shorts. We have everything that you could want in there. We don't always go long. Right now, we're still believing that we're just in a consolidation phase, especially with Ethereum. And we're looking to scoop Ethereum, as I just showed you on the week's count, around 4150. Hasn't come quite down that level yet, but we're looking for it, okay? So what's driving it really is CPI data early in the week gave bulls some hope. Then PPI data came in hot, signaling inflation isn't going away. I mean, really, it's not. If you really look at it, take a step back and look at it, it's really not that hot. Okay. Oil, gas prices in the U.S. are down due to Trump's looking up to open up all the fracking in oil again. It's starting to happen. It's going to take some time before it works into the economy, but it's definitely happening. So Bitcoin really itself, if we look at Bitcoin, it flashed a legendary, chart pattern right here where we've got the golden cross. Okay, it's appeared only 3 times in Bitcoin history. 2016, we had a rally of 264%. 2017, we had a rally at 2,200%. 2020, we looked at 1,190%. Now, 2025 is now the 4th time it's happening. So we know overall that the coin is going to take off. Okay. Of course, we're going through some chop right now. You just got to hold on tight with both hands in your teeth. We'll guide you through this. This is, really where we are is not very far away from where we were just a week and a half ago. Your market just pulled back to where it actually started from. I'm going to take you back to the short-term chart, and I'm going to discuss something with you just so that you can add it to your trading notes. I think it's really important. But, you got to be in this or you're going to watch it from the sidelines. Now, when we talked about PPI, that crushed hopes for a bigger rate cut and cooled the rally a little bit. Now, the CME Fed Watch tool now shows an 84.8 chance of a 25 basis point cut, down from 98% last week. This is just knee-jerk reactions from, data people. All right. They're always trying to adjust data, and they're always trying to be like, they're never ahead of the curve. They're always behind. If they miss their number, they get to fall back on, oh, well, the reason why we missed was because XYZ happened. Yeah, that's great. That doesn't really help us traders. All right. So I want to come back to the short-term chart. Hopefully I get a black, a little flash. Oh, I didn't get that flash for the send the M2 Ultra signal to you. But I want to show you something on the 2-hour chart. Now, I am very well aware this is just a 2-hour chart, okay? So, but it can offer a good lesson, all right? Now, there is, let me get a path. Let me see if I can use the path really well because I really stink at this. But anyway, here we could say was the origin of the upward movement. And this is where I'm thinking that if we can get a pullback to, it would be really good. There's an old market, law or market tell. I like to call them market tells, like if you're playing poker. And what the market tell says is that once anything makes a new all-time high, what it will do is it will come. Here's the all-time high that was made. So I got to click there. It can actually come back down and cover the same ground twice before it actually rips up higher to take out the top. Okay. So the market law or market tell says that markets, it doesn't have to be an all-time high. You could look at this in currencies. You could look at, say, if the market structure says sterling yen is in an upward movement, many times it will recover the same ground twice. So in other words, it goes higher, it does it, and then it breaks down. And where most traders make the mistake is that they think that the structure has changed, but it really hasn't. And the market's just covering the same ground twice. Go back on your charts and look for stuff like that, even downward. Okay, so if marketplace is breaking down, and it will rally to the beginning of the downward movement. So it's covering the same ground twice. All right, so that's a law from the 19. Actually, it actually was written in 1917 by Bernard Baruch. Okay, and I study all the great traders. It's just something I do. But anyway, so we got Bitcoin at, right now, actually what the macros behind this are that, we got the Fed, now they're saying they're slashing it from 98% to 84.8%. Okay, great. Still above 50%, right? But anyway, we also have Zelensky meeting with, Trump today. Who knows what's going to happen? That guy's a maniac, man. I mean, I don't know. We got to watch that because that's going to actually, add some bumpiness to it. But we know that Bitcoin is repeating the cycle. Okay, Bitcoin is definitely repeating the cycle. Disbelief is gone. Belief is here. Don't get shaken out. Euphoria is going to be next, but this is where fortunes are made. When you battle down and you understand that this is just short-term movement, and of course we could break lower, yes, a market is a market. If I knew exactly the lowest point we were going to go to, I really wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be sitting on some island that I own somewhere with maybe Popeye the Sailor Man. That's Michael Saylor. That I like to call him Popeye the Sailor Man. But and just collect my coin. It's another interesting thing I saw yesterday, which was really cool. Some guy goes, "Oh, I'm asking for a friend. How do I cash in like 6.9 million in Bitcoin profits and not pay tax on it?" And one of the replies was actually comical. It was really funny. He's like, well, if you really want to convert Bitcoin into fiat currencies, I think you're missing the whole point of Bitcoin, right? So that's actually very, very true, right? Very true. Like if you want to convert it to dollars or euro or yen, I mean, like you're kind of missing the whole point of this experiment, right? So anyway, I thought that was funny. So anyway, so right now, like I'm saying, hold tight, pack your bags. The rocket isn't going to wait for you. So technicals, yes. Yes, Bitcoin is testing the 50-day EMA. If it does break, we could see the pullback towards the 112, okay, which is the area that I said the market will cover the same ground twice at, okay? But if it fails, like we could see the market start a roar again. Why? Because if we look at Bitcoin itself, all right, M2 liquidity. All right, M2 liquidity is roaring. The crowd calls it weakness, but it's not weakness. It's basically the disguise of accumulation. Okay, every pullback has been fuel, not failure. Smart money calls it positioning. Bitcoin's lag is the final bait. I mean, Bitcoin flips, exit slams shut. And, here was the post that I wanted to show you, Popeye the Sailor Man right here. And there's my black screen for you. There was the MK Ultra signal. All right, so look, Michael Saylor says Bitcoin will surge to $180,000 before 140, and the people are going to freak out again. And this is a very good point because we rallied up to 124. We come back down to, say, 114 right now, and everybody's freaking out. Okay, so this is not, the marketplace hasn't changed. The structure hasn't changed. It's still a bullish structure. I can't keep stressing that. So, Bitcoin checked every box of the 5-step move. It checked every box. And if we look at it, okay, what comes next? A vertical movement upward into price discovery. So all-time high season is loading. We have the all-time high, but we're not even completed yet. We got to break through 130. I think that once we hit 130, we're going to have a pullback, probably back down to 118. and then we're gonna have liftoff again and test like 140. And then we warned you about. We would talk about again. We're getting ahead of our skis here, but we'll tell you, where we think that there's going to be a massive pullback where we could sell some and then reaccumulate later. But let's move on to Ethereum. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum is holding tight right now, really. I mean, it's down to 4,350. The low, I believe, was 4,290. So it's down over 5% intraday. The intraday high was 4,563. And as I said, the low was like 4,236 on the day. I'm sorry, yeah, that was the low of the day, 4,236. Ethereum, and I just showed you that we're looking to scoop Ethereum if we can get it, if we're lucky enough to get it at 4,150. All right, get in the trading, the free trading group. Get in the live streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we talk about all this stuff. We also have shorts positioned loaded, so we don't always go long. Okay, we're traders. We go short, we go long, we go neutral at times. So really, we think that Ethereum's sleeper setup is alive. We have a massive bullish pennant stretching across years of consolidation. We told you that once we broke up to like 4,800, we're going to get a pullback to 4,000, we thought. We haven't even hit that yet. So keep everything in perspective. Before we hit 4,800, we said we're gonna break out. We're gonna go up to about 4,800. We're gonna get a pullback, perhaps to 4,000, even to like 3,700. We thought. Now I'm gonna show you the discount levels again because I want you to stay focused, man. Stay focused. Don't look at like what's going on in the minutia. This is how you get fooled. Sometimes it's just best to not look at the charts. Come back every couple of hours and look at the charts, not every second, because that's when the self-talk gets going. And if you're not mentally prepared for this, as I said yesterday, as far as having a mentor guide you through like all the things that I've been through in 30 years of trading. I mean, I've talked myself out of so many great positions just because I decided to come and look at a marketplace at 12 o'clock midnight and go, oh, well, maybe this is not doing what I think it's going to do. Let me close it. To wake up the next day to find exactly the point that I expected it to be at. Don't just look at the trees, look at the overall forest. So smart money absorbed every dip on this. Weak hands got flushed. The breakout won't stop. Okay, the breakout won't stop at 8K. Once we break through that, we're looking like 15, 20,000 for Ethereum. So this is the start of a new chapter in Ethereum history. Now, like I said, I'll stress again, if you don't, go back to our old videos where I said we're going to get a break upward to 4,800. It's going to stall. We're going to get a retrace back down to 4,000, potentially even 3,600. Before we get the next lift off, the breakout of 4,800. Now, we got some guys out there, saying that, Ethereum's done. It's not going to break out. It can't get through that 2021 high. Well, it already did. I mean, it slightly broke through it. And that's always like a good sign, because if we would have approached it and if it was truly downward, okay, we would have sold off from 4,500. Broke down through this trend line down here. This is years of consolidation. So we would have broke back down through, say, 33 and started back trading back down in this area. It didn't do that. Okay. Now, remember, Ethereum, the support zone is really sitting right now at 4,000. Now, it needs to reclaim, around 4,400. All right. We got a possible slide to 4,000. Like 100. That's why we're looking to get long there. But don't forget, Ethereum had 14 straight weeks of inflows, totaling 2.85 billion. Institutional demand has not gone away. It's strong. It's behind the scenes right now. You think that if you're a big institution, you're just going to come in and just buy Ethereum straight out? No, you're going to let the retail sell into you, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the uninformed traders, retail, sell into us at 4,100. So Ethereum confirmed. If we look at Ethereum itself, Ethereum actually, if we look at Wyckoff, okay, phase D is locked. It just confirmed the move. Okay, the accumulation is complete. According to good old Richie or Dickie Wyckoff, we're entering the markup mode. Okay, target 6,000, written in bold letters. So we got Bitcoin now. I want to take you again. I want to show you the Bitcoin and Ethereum discount levels that we have that we're watching. Okay, yeah, 117. Yeah, okay. We're drifting lower. Here's our big discount at 113. I'm really thinking 112.6 down here. That's what I'm thinking. Frank seems to think that we're only going down at 113 before we get a recovery. Really, that's a number that, if you got down to 112, 111, 113 is basically a home run if you get the rally from that point. Here's our first level in Ethereum discount, 4,200. We're looking to scoop 44,150. Again, get in the live streams, ask questions. Justin's there for you. There's also, in our free pro group, we have setups already loaded, and you'll only be able to see them if you get in there. I'm not going to show them to you. That's for sure. Anyway, if we look at altcoins, all right, first let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Okay, this has stayed the same. We got a bearish monthly engulfing candle. We're showing Bitcoin dominance is going to fall. Right now it's sitting at 59.70, up slightly, like 0.29 from yesterday. So Bitcoin's kind of steady right now. No full fall out of bed. And again, we're not saying Bitcoin's going to fall with this. We're saying that other altcoins are going to pick up the slack, eat into Bitcoin's momentum. And as Bitcoin rises, like Ethereum, XRP, Hedra, all the ones that we pointed out are going to take off. Yes, I know there are coin people. Well, I'll get to Litecoin, promise. I just don't have it. I haven't done the full analysis on Litecoin, but I promise you I'll do some analysis for you Litecoin maniacs. I've been following trying to help out the XRP army. So I'll be talking about that in a second. But anyway, right now, Bitcoin dominance is down. It's kind of steady right now. But if we look at the total altcoin market, okay, the cup and handle pattern that we got going on right now. All right, so we had multi-year consolidation. We had a clean breakout, okay, out of the handle, a complete retest. This is what altcoin cycles are made of. Ignore the noise, okay? I know, everybody's, when's the altcoin season, going to take off, It's building, okay? It's just building. So don't freak out about it. Everything's here for you. Just look at the cup and handle. It's a very rare pattern. It's a very powerful pattern, and it's going to take off. But this stage doesn't make traders really, if you look at it. If you understand it, it forges legends right here. All right, now, we got red across the board. Let me come on over to good old XRP. XRP itself, I got to connect that chart. All right, XRP itself, critical level 3. Okay, dip down a little bit, starting to do a little bit of recovery right now. It's trading what? It's trading around 298. By being below the 3 level, we have the possibility of dipping down to, I would have to go to maybe 288. But the main level we have to watch, of course, is the 281 and 280 level. Okay, that's the level. If that breaks, okay, we're opening up a path to like 260. Now, all hell is going to break loose if we break the 280. I can assure you that we're going to be a really big punch. People are going to puke. They're going to freak out. However, if we can recover over this level right here, 315, we're looking good for the XRP army. Okay, now there's been resistance here. Look at the resistance from the point that I put up. Look at the resistance. Now, and itself, XRP itself, let me get rid of that little dot that's annoying me. In order to show really strength, okay, it needs to get back up into, say, the 225 and get above the 225, I'm sorry, 325 and get above the 343 level. So we're going to have a lot of chop in XRP. And short-term traders, you got to watch, say, the break. If you want to get long the thing, you'd probably want to buy, for me personally, I'd be like looking to buy like 297s and then get above 307. And then I'd look at 315 to like maybe dump some out to get re-long again. I'm just talking, how I would trade it. Don't follow what I'm saying. You got to do your own research. You got to trade within your own means, and It has to fit your personality. All right, so right across the board is XRP, Solana, Cardano, Dogecoin, all down about 6%. As we know, XRP's dipped below 3. Okay, so we had liquidations of over 500 million wiped out in the last 24 hours, mostly long positions. Ethereum alone accounted for 208 million. Bitcoin about 126 million in liquidations. But we got some bright spots. We got Chainlink that surged over 14% thanks to new on-chain reserve system and partnership with ICE, the New York Stock Exchange. We got Maker, MKR, and Era showing some signs of strength. Even a meme coin like Bonk is holding firm despite the sell-off. I don't know what fart coin's doing, but like I said, in my age, you can never trust a fart. I don't think I trust a fart coin either, but anyway, that's besides the point. All right, so we got the macro picture that is heating up. We got Bitcoin itself. We're looking for this movement back down to the 112. We think it'd be an awesome setup. But we got eyes on Trump's meeting with Zelensky in Washington today. Now, after Friday's summit with Putin, markets are watching for Ukraine-Russia peace concessions. Any process could spark risk-on rally across crypto. Now, also, we got the crazy group, the Fed meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, a symposium August 21st to 23rd, where good old Powell speaks, and that could be a recipe for disaster. It's definitely going to be a recipe for volatility. That guy is a skunk, man. The guy's full of duck feathers. Everything that guy does is all political. It's nothing to do with the economy. It's all political. All right. So before we wrap up, crew, we're going to make sure that you're well aware of our trading community. I want to take you over here. You click this link. This is where you follow our trades. You'll be taken over to our Telegram. Can get in that community. If you want to follow us on our broker of choice, you want to click this link. You'll be taken over to WEX, the broker of our choice. Low fees, fast execution. Now, I gave you a white flash on that one. That was another MK Ultra signal to join the pro trading group. All right, make sure you come on over to X and you follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. All right, so what's up? Well, we got Bitcoin that's pulling back hard. Ethereum also coming down into the discount zone. Altcoins are bleeding. Geopolitical headlines and the Fed could flip the market really in a heartbeat. So buckle up because, as I told you, this is going to be a bumpy ride. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Where do you see Bitcoin heading after today's Trump-Zelensky meeting? And remember, until next time, trade with your head, not over it. Do your own research and join our pro group and enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.